Hi and welcome to my Playhouse. And today we're gonna be having a look at some cameras. I bought some Ubiquiti cameras here, and I have to thank my patrons for this, because it's them sponsoring this equipment. So I moved here to my Playhouse. Most of you probably know that by now, and I have had camera equipment here before. It hasn't always been working too great, and I wanted to try and improve on that with some of this Ubiquiti stuff. Ubiquiti Video. Here in Denmark, where I live, it's a rather peaceful place, especially out in the country, here where my Playhouse is located. Yeah, we don't usually go around being afraid of stuff. Many things works on the trust system, where you can have a stand in the middle of the street selling strawberries, and well, the price is 20 Danish kroners, and you put 20 Danish kroners in a container and you take a packet of strawberries, and that works on the trust system. But cameras like this does give you some kind of security, especially when people see that they're there. Well, they will go somewhere else if they're up to no good. But I also very widely got these because I want to check them out. I have seen the Ubiquiti products, other people have done video on them, and I kind of like Ubiquiti products, so I was going to investigate if there are video products or camera surveillance products here, if they're as good as their Wi-Fi and their router and stuff. Let's see these. This is the Ubiquiti Video. Do this have a name? It's the UVC-G3-AF. So yeah, there is that. We're gonna have a look at that. And then I bought this dome camera here. It's a wide-angle 1080p dome. Let's go closer. Ubiquiti Video 1080p indoor-outdoor IP camera with infrared. I thought this one was also indoor-outdoor, but closer investigation shows that the dome camera here is only indoor, which is, well, I have to find somewhere indoor to mount this. Somewhere where it won't film me running around in my underwear, which is most of the places. But yeah, let's start with this one. It has a really nice packaging on the back here. Camera features: it can record in full HD, which is 1080p, 30 frames per second video, night and day with infrared LEDs, waterproof enclosure, built-in microphone. There are some networking standards, especially power over Ethernet, which means that I only have to put in one cable in this camera and it will work. It's the network cable and the camera. I believe these cameras use 24 volts with the PoE, and it includes the Ubiquiti Unifi video software, which is an awesome thing. These Ubiquiti cameras, they're not cheap. They are a bit on the expensive side, but instead of buying a cheap camera and some more expensive software, you buy a camera, and then as long as you use the Ubiquiti cameras, Unifi cameras, well, you get the software for free. So yeah, there is that. The same thing goes with this. It has some other features though. It records the same 1080p, full HD, 30 frames per second, night and day with LED built-in, ceiling and wall mount. The same protocol for power over Ethernet, I believe. Let's check that. The writing is a little bit different. I don't know if this takes 48 volts, but down here it says 24 volt passive PoE support. Then we have what the package contains. Apparently there is a PoE adapter in this one. Awesome. It doesn't say that the software is included though. Oh, it says here integrated and managed by Unifi video software. Okay, so which one should we see first? I think this one. I'm gonna give Ubiquiti a bit of credit for being able to have all their packaging look alike. It's not as if their products stands out with different packaging all the time. So here is the camera. There's a mounting plate here, which is some really hard metal. We have some screws here. There is a plastic thingy and a screw. I believe this is a rubber thing to make, when you put in the cable for the Ethernet connection, it can go through this rubbery thing and it will make a better water seal that way. Then we have a quick start guide here. These are usually very good. They will get you started. There's the whole explanation about how to put that cable through and how to mount that. Yeah, I probably need to read that, but let's just make sure that nothing has fallen down here. No, nothing. There's a bit of an add thing here on the back, probably just to make the box more steady. So this is the camera. It's really not that big. It's a lot smaller than I had thought it would be. It looks like it has some protective plastic over the lens and over the LEDs here. And how do we turn this? Okay, so there is a mounting bracket here. And how does that go here? I have no idea. Do I really have to look at the manual already? What is this for? It looks like this one is to be just mounted on the wall. But then what is that? Oh, I have to check the manual. Okay, so if I'm to mount the camera on a pipe, this will come in handy. Okay, so you can put that on and you can have like one of those tightening thingies, and then you can mount the camera on that. Okay, so that's what this metal thing is for. Awesome. Yeah, as said, it's a very small unit, and well, there is some very small specs here. It turns out that it has a processor, an Umbrella S2L processor, 512 megabytes of DDR3L RAM, and it needs the Ubiquiti video version 3.8. I believe we are further than that. It will auto sense the 802.3 AF power over Ethernet. The camera will sense if there is any power on the line, and if there is power, it will ask for more ish. So that's a cool thing. It uses 4 watts, so it doesn't use a lot of power, but it does use a little bit. So let's see, we need to take this further apart. We can kind of see the internet connection down there, or the network connection in there. So we take that apart. It comes out like that. There is a little rubbery thing down here. I am not sure what that is for. I will get something and we'll take that out and see what hides beneath there. Okay, beneath there we have a USB connector, it looks like, and something with a SIM card. I am not sure what that is about. I'm not sure if it's for a SIM card or if it's for an SD card. For that we'll need some further investigation, but it's very well hidden away there behind this rubbery thing. This camera didn't say what voltage it was using, but I see that it's actually right there. This one is a 48 volt camera. Can we zoom in on that? Can we see that? There we are. 48 volts, half an amp. So that is definitely maximum half an amp, because half an amp and 48 volts is like 24 watts, and they just bragged about this was only 4 watts. So that must be a maximum thingy. There is also a little reset button, so you can put it back to factory default, I believe. Yeah, you have this wall mounting plate. Either your cable is coming out from inside the wall and goes in through this, or it comes along the wall and can go in through this slot, which is probably just about the right size for a network cable. And it goes out here. It goes through this thingy here. That went that way. And the cable goes in here and it goes into the camera, and everything should be pretty waterproof and stuff. You can kind of move the camera. This camera can be wall mounted or ceiling mounted. Okay, but let's check the other one. Okay, I think we had a close enough look at the box, didn't we? So let's get this one out of here. Okay, really? Okay, that didn't want to leave. I liked it in there. So this is the dome camera. The dome camera comes with an extra lens. I have seen other reviews of these products. Well, I'm not gonna call this a review because I have no idea how this works, and we're not gonna be connecting it in this video, but I have seen videos where they say that this plastic cover here is kind of flimsy and that it was a good thing that there was an extra one. So that is there. Then we have the dome camera here, which is also a bit smaller than I would have expected. It looks like a little satellite. It's a UFO. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, something like that. There is that. It comes with some kind of a metal plate, probably for some mounting on something. Very nice. We have a quick start guide also. I would expect that much of the same things than on the first one is covered here. I found that a big part of these guides was just all the boring rules and regulations are down here, and it's just different countries and yeah, all the stuff that you're not supposed to do. Blah blah blah. So this one says that it's a 24-volt camera, which was also what we saw on the box. It also said 24 passive right there, and it has an injector for that. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna be putting it in a switch, a PoE switch, and that switch handles both 48 volts and 24 volts. So, but yeah, it does come with an injector, and it comes with a cable, European cable, German standard here, and it has these Mickey Mouse connections. You can probably see where it got that name. Mounting screws, cool, cable. So let's see, there is a mounting plate on this that we have to, it looks like there's a tapper here, so I can release that, and it looks like there's, what is this? How does that work? There's a rubbery thing here where you can put the cable through. Weirdly enough, it didn't say anything about outdoor use, but it's really made as if this is rainproof. And there is also that SD card slot there. Not sure if that's used for anything. I would like to know that in the comments. Has anyone tried using these outdoors? I would like to know that. Oh, this comes off, and you can adjust this ever so slightly to where you are gonna use it. Also, it can rotate a little bit forth and back. I saw other people on other videos doing that exact thing. It can turn some amount of degrees, which is kind of handy if it's up under the ceiling. Let's see, up under the ceiling here, and you want the picture to be not upside down or something. If it's on there, that would probably be good. And there's the LEDs. We can kind of see some of the builds here. There is some cable going in here. We can kind of look into the guts of it down there. There's really not much there. And we took this off, and yes, it is kind of flimsy. It's probably something you don't want to do too often. Don't break it on video. There, it's locked into place. So how do I mount this? Oh, I mount this up on the ceiling, and then I click this in place. That's how it's done. Okay, you can kind of have the cable, it comes through there, right? Connected in there. I wonder where the reset button is. Does it have a reset button? Yeah, there. Right beneath that SIM card that we don't, right beneath that SIM card that we're not sure is a SIM card, there is also a reset button. So we pop in the cable there, and there is like, the cable comes out that way and goes into a slot that goes around the box and can go out here. I would also expect that it can just go out the back. Yeah, there is like a hole for it. there, the cable can go out that way if we needed to do that. There is this rubbery thing which intrigues me. Why there is this if it's for only indoor use? It has this protective plastic to put on top of it for transport, which is probably a good thing. So I will have to check the manual what this metal plate is for. Found it. The metal plate is for if you're installing this on a really thin ceiling. If it's like, well, you know, office buildings, they have those very thin ceilings that you can move out of the way and get up on top of that. And to make that stronger and not have the camera mounted into that very thin piece of whatever, well, you can mount the metal thing on the other side and then mount this plastic thing to that. So it kind of sandwiches that thin board there. That is how that works. So I've been investigating the manual here a little bit, and it actually tells us here that outdoor installation requirements. So it is possible to mount it outdoor, but they more or less say that don't mount this in the open, mount it underneath some kind of a roof or in some kind of protected environment outdoor, and it will be fine. Also, it actually shows, where was that SD card slot. It's a micro SD card slot, but it says down here that it's reserved for future use. I was also looking in the other manual for that, but it's nowhere to be found in there. I think I will be mounting this outdoor. I think I have exactly the spot for it. I have started preparing for mounting these. You will see another video. It's gonna be a Sunday video. It's just me drilling holes and putting cable through the holes and yeah, installing network connections. Well, putting the cables in for the network connections anyway. So you're gonna get that. So I'm gonna be mounting these two cameras, and I'm gonna be setting them up to run on my Synology NAS, the one that is in the rack. It's the RS1219 Plus, and I'm gonna be experimenting and setting it up with running this Ubiquiti Unifi video under Docker, as well as I'm running the Ubiquiti Unifi controller under Docker. Both should be possible. I'm gonna go out and mount these at some point, and then I don't know which one is gonna be first, the mounting or the video software. We'll decide that later, but I'm gonna try and run it under Docker so that it can run on that Synology NAS. The other option is to run it on a virtual machine running, I believe, either Windows or Linux, one of the two. And when that is done, it is also possible to have the video come out on your phone, which is of course a very cool feature that I'm definitely also gonna try. That would be cool. So yeah, look out for new videos on me installing Ubiquiti surveillance cameras. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.